morning. It's Marisa here, and today I bring you a panini seed recipe. I love this recipe. It's easy to make. It's a one bowl dough, and so it's just wonderful to prepare for a dinner. It can be formed into a ball. It could be formed into a loaf, and it could be formed into little paninis. I enjoy it. It has seeds in it, also herbs. You can put in as many herbs as you like. These are what the original recipe calls for. I might have put a few more little things in it in the seed area that I like. Uses whole wheat, Manitoba flour, ground flour, pretty much any flour you need to put in it, even oats. You could even mix the flour. I will let you know it's 4 cups of flour, but you can put 1 cup of each type of flour that you like. And it still will come out really nice. If you check out my blog, I've made them different ways. I have all the ingredients here, and we're going to get started as soon as I show you the ingredients. Okay, our first ingredients that we're going to mix together, of course, is our yeast. I'm going to put that in I have tepid water. Make sure it's not warm, it just has to be warm, not hot. I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of honey. Let this sit for 10 minutes. It just allows it to finish coming together and, getting that yeast activated with the sugar. And we'll be back in 10 minutes and we will finish up the recipe. Alright, our 10 minutes have gone by and our yeast is very nice and proofed. So what we'll do is we're going to start off with our 4 cups of flour. I'm using the 4 cups of Manitoba. In the middle I've mixed about 1/4 cup of wheat. We're going to make a little well. You can pour this all together, but I'm going to just make a little well because that's how we were taught. Okay, we're going to add our olive oil. And the ingredients are below, but that's 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 cups of flour. Our seeds, which are 4 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of rosemary, 1 tablespoon of garlic, 1 tablespoon of oregano, and our 2 teaspoons of salt. That all gets mixed in there. And then we're going to add our yeast. So we're still in one bowl. Nicely done. Take our wooden spoon and literally just make sure we're mixing this all together. And as we mix, it's going to come together. And with the flax seeds and the seeds, they will kind of fluff up and take up the moisture in the water that we put in. Okay, so as it proofs, it will also, that's why it's so soft. Okay, well, you can use a spatula too if you like. If you want to get your hands in there, no problem. I'm going to show you how to do that too. And try to get it all. I didn't say it was not going to be messy, but okay. So see how it's come together. It's really nice and soft, and everything's mixed together. And allow it to pretty much mix it, and there it is. Now you could leave it like this. Completely leave it like this. It's nice and soft, and it comes together real nice. We're going to place this in a warm, lighted oven, just, because the light gives it the warmth that it needs, till it's doubled in size. So you can see right here, it's pretty much going to overflow on top of here, till doubled. When it's doubled, we will come back and show you the rest. Okay, so an hour has gone by, and as you can see, it has doubled We're going to remove the plastic film. Okay. And we're going to be using just a little bit of flour to get it on the surface. And then we're going to show you how we're going to put it into the tin here. Okay, so we want to put a little bit of flour on the surface, and you do want to punch it down. It acts really normal. Nice. So I have this little scooper, but you can use your hands to take it out. And you can see the beautiful rise that it has, how that honey has worked with the yeast. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to kind of just use our fingertips. We don't want to hurt it. We want to gently just bring it back down. Keep the air in it. Remember, I didn't touch it. It came right out of the bowl. Now, you see, you can do two things. You can leave it like this, put this on a baking tray, do your little cuts, and let it proof again till it's almost doubled in size, and bake it, and you'll have your loaf. You can cut it the way I'm doing. Okay. And what I'm going to do to this is I'm going to make one loaf, because I like it for my breakfast. So we're just going to, again, put a little bit of flour. Basically, it's just so that it doesn't stick to the board or your surface. And again, you're just going to, with your fingers underneath, nicely make that into your little loaf. We're going to take a little bit of, I use corn oil, and I'm going to make sure that I get it all over my pan so that it'll come out. Because we'll be taking this out before it's done. I like my crust on the bread to be just like when you buy it in the store. If you leave it in this tin, it just stays uncolored. And I'll show you what I do, a little trick that I've learned, and it works nicely. So make sure you get it all over. Take your dough, okay, and there you go. So you're going to leave that, and that's going to proof. And now with this, we have a scale, and I like to use the parchment paper on my pan. And what I like to do, again, use a little bit of flour, is I like to make the little paninis kind of that weigh about 90 grams. Not too big. So you play around with this a little bit, and like this is 113. Doesn't look like it, but 100 grams is a really nice size panini. Okay, so all you want to do, again, just turn it. Keep turning it underneath. Help yourself with a little bit of flour. And I like to make these little paninis that, you know, just if I want to make something for dinner, I'll have them. I even make my hamburger buns with these. I'll show you how. So again, we're going to weigh about 100 grams. Okay. Now 99, 100, you know, you don't have to be punctual. Now what I like to do is, where the panini, I turn it under and turn it under to make it nice and round. And believe me, these will proof again. Don't be afraid to play with them, okay? What I like to do with the hamburger bun is kind of make it into a flatter one, maybe an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch, but this is more like 3/4, almost a half an inch really. Never measured it. But I like to kind of make it as big as, I think it's about 4.5 by 4.5, a nice circle. Place that on your pan, and that'll be your hamburger bun. So I usually get about 3 paninis, and we'll go ahead and keep this going. They'll proof again. Place them in your oven. When they're doubled in size, and you will see that they are doubled, you will bake them at 350 and they'll start turning golden brown. Now on top of here, if you want, what you can do is wet it with a little bit. Okay, we'll take this aside, finish this up in a minute. What we want to do here is we'll wet it down with a little bit of olive oil. I just pour it in my bowl. It's already kind of, has the dirt in it with it's a dirty bowl. So I put the little oil on it. You could use milk, anything that will adhere to it. A little bit of milk would be good too. And what I like to do is pour the sesame seed. It just gives it a nice earthly flavor. I like it. It just tastes like little nuts when you're eating it. You don't have to. It's something I like to do. So we're going to put these we're going to proof them, and when they're proofed, I'll come back. So I wanted to show you what they look like when they're ready to proof again for the second time. Okay, we'll come back when they're proofed. Okay, so here we have the bread is doubled in size. I let it come about a half an inch to the top, and we're going to put it in our oven and bake it for 350 for about 20 minutes until you hear it knock. And I'll show you the trick that I do. Okay, so you can see 20 minutes is nice. It has that nice hollow sound to it that shows that the bread is cooked. But what I do is I let it stay out a few minutes, and see that oil doesn't let it stick. And it's nice, but I want it to be as colorful as it is on the top. So I take it and I put it back into the oven. Probably set the timer at 10 minutes and go back to it, and I'll show you how nice and colored it gets. Here are our buns. Here's the buns ready to go into the oven. You can see our 3 buns over here and our hamburger buns. So show you what they look like in these take about 15 minutes to cook. They're much smaller. The oven is going to ring. It really took about 10 minutes to do that. And I moved my water bowl to the bottom, and there's that nice sound you want to hear. So this one is done, and what we're going to do is put our buns in and let these stay. The oven is quite warm, so it'll be about 15. Okay, we have our buns done. They're nice and brown. Got that water in the oven there. And as you see, they're pretty hot. So here are our 3 buns. They look really nice. Now remember, see how hard that was? It's gotten quite soft. It softens up after. So don't worry when you take them out if they're hard. They will soften up as soon as they cool down. Again, if I can grab one of these. When you hear the thud underneath when you hit them, they're literally inside, they're cooked. So enjoy the recipe and follow the directions. And this is your 1 bowl seeded bread.